Welcome back to Spoiler Free Wrestling, everyone. And this Saturday in Jacksonville, Florida, All Elite Wrestling will present their third official event, Fight for the Fallen, with a portion of the proceeds going to benefit victims of gun violence. In this video, we will run down all of the matches on the show, go over the win-loss records for each wrestler, and more. And let's start things off with the pre-show. And this match here, possibly booked with the sole purpose of giving Jim Cornette a stroke. It will be Sonny Kiss versus the Librarian, Peter Avalon. Now, Sonny Kiss, this will be his second match in All Elite Wrestling. He also competed in the 21-person Casino Battle Royale at the Double or Nothing pre-show. As for Peter Avalon, this will be his first match in AEW. Now, it's interesting to note that the Librarian gimmick has not been well received from some. There were some criticism of the pre-show for Fyter Fest, specifically Leva Bates' Librarian gimmick, and Michael Nakazawa versus Alex Jabali's match, drawing criticism for perhaps being a little too silly, a little bit too comedy-focused. But in the latest episode of Being the Elite, Matt Jackson, instead of going back on the idea for the Librarian, he joked about wanting to go long-term with it and booking the angle 5 years in advance. Will it be all Librarians all the time? But this match does bring up an interesting question about what AEW is going to do with their acts that don't get over as well with fans. We've seen with other promotions the soldiering on with acts that the fans aren't responding to, but who management is behind for whatever reason. But will we see the same kind of attitude in AEW? Well, so far, many fans, including Jim Ross, who mentioned on his podcast that he wasn't crazy about the pre-show for Fyter Fest. Will they continue with Librarian-type gimmick, or will they go back on it after the reception to the gimmick has been poor? There was also a bit on BTE where Leva Bates walked up to the Young Bucks, and it appeared as though she was going to say that fans weren't responding too well to the Librarian gimmick, but then pulled a swerve and said that fans really are getting behind her and she loves the gimmick. So we'll see what the future has in store for the Librarian gimmick, but one of the Librarians, Peter Avalon, he'll be making his AEW debut on the pre-show for Fight for the Fallen. Peter Avalon making his debut, going up against Sonny Kiss. Sonny Kiss wrestling in his first match for AEW since the 21-person Casino Battle Royale. Then the next match on the pre-show, and this is pretty interesting booking as well. We've got Joey Janela teaming with Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc going up against Maxwell Jacob Friedman, Sammy Guevara, and Shawn Spears. Now, these two teams are fairly distinct in that on one side, you've got what I believe Joey Janela referred to as the Mount Rushmore of hardcore wrestlers going today: Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, and Joey Janela. And then on the other side, you've got three of the only wrestlers in AEW to really solidify themselves as heels, perhaps only the others being Chris Jericho and the Dark Order. So you've got Jimmy Havoc. Now, Jimmy Havoc, this will be his third match for AEW. He was in the Casino Battle Royale and was in a Fatal 4-Way match at Fyter Fest. He didn't win either of those matches. Darby Allin wrestled Cody to a time limit draw in his debut for the promotion at Fyter Fest. Joey Janela, he wrestled Jon Moxley at Fyter Fest and dropped that singles match. He was also in the Casino Battle Royale at Double or Nothing and had a cigarette stapled to his head. Maxwell Jacob Friedman, he's also 0-2, having competed in 2 multi-person matches in AEW. He did not win the Casino Battle Royale at Double or Nothing, and he also did not win the Fatal 4-Way at Fyter Fest, which was won by Hangman Page. Sammy Guevara dropped a singles match to Kip Sabian in his AEW debut, so he's 0-1. Shawn Spears has only competed in the Casino Battle Royale, which he did not win, but now Maxwell Jacob Friedman and Shawn Spears teaming together in this match is interesting, as MJF has referred to Cody as his mentor, and Shawn Spears recently walloped Cody in the head with a chair at Fyter Fest. So it's possible MJF and Shawn Spears could be too concerned about each other and not concerned enough about their opponents. So those are the two matches which are listed for the pre-show. We'll now go into the main card and we'll start things off a singles match in the women's division as Brandi Rhodes will make her AEW in-ring debut and she will take on Allie. We've seen Brandi on the road to Fight for the Fallen talking about her trials and tribulations in an early figure skating career, and we saw Allie at Fyter Fest defeating Leva Bates. Now, much of Allie's performance at Fight for the Fallen was perhaps overshadowed by the criticism of the librarian gimmicks and the Alex Jabali Michael Nakazawa match, but it's likely we won't see much comedy here as Brandi Rhodes going up against Allie. So Allie 1-0, Brandi Rhodes 0-0, and the winner of this match moving farther up the ranks in the women's division, and the loser moving down. And we'll see what the story is that they tell in the match, as Brandi Rhodes has sort of insinuated that maybe she has some bitter feelings towards Allie in regards to what happened when they were both in Impact Wrestling together. Although seeing as Allie's character died in Impact Wrestling, there might be some storyline inconsistency there. But that's what we've got. A match between 1-0 Allie against 0-0 Brandi Rhodes. That takes us to our second match, which will be Kenny Omega going up against Shima. Now, these two men's singles wrestlers have each had a singles match so far in the promotion. Kenny Omega dropped a singles match to Chris Jericho. If he had won that match, Omega would have moved on to All Out to face Hangman Page, with the winner being declared the inaugural AEW World Champion. And Omega will take on Shima from the Strong Hearts. And Shima, who had defeated Christopher Daniels at Fyter Fest and had lost as part of a Strong Hearts team to SCU at Double or Nothing. As for Omega, he's 1-1. His loss was to Chris Jericho at Double or Nothing, and his win was at Fyter Fest. He teamed with the Young Bucks, and they defeated the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid. Next up, it will be Adam Hangman Page going up against Kip Sabian. Now, they said AEW wins and losses are going to matter, and we see that here as Kip Sabian is 1-0, Hangman Page is 2-0, and they're going to go at it here. Now, Page is moving on to the pay-per-view to take on Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship, and you'd have to imagine if Kip Sabian is able to come out the victor here, that would launch him into title contention as well, depending the results of All Out. So Sabian defeated Sammy Guevara at Double or Nothing. Page won the Casino Battle Royale at Double or Nothing, and then won a Fatal 4-Way at Fyter Fest. So he comes into the third official AEW event, already having won on the last two. All right, SCU, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky, along with Christopher Daniels, they're going to be going up against the Lucha Bros here. Now, SCU, in tag action, they defeated the Strong Hearts at Double or Nothing. Now, that was a 6-person tag match, and then Kazarian and Sky teamed up to go up against the Best Friends and Angelico and Jack Evans at Fyter Fest. And it was the Best Friends who were able to come away from that match with the victory. So as for the Lucha Bros, now they are 0-2. They lost to the Young Bucks at Double or Nothing, and then they lost to the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega at Fyter Fest when they teamed with the Laredo Kid. So the Lucha Bros, Pentagon and Phoenix, they really need a win here. And then moving on, we've got the Dark Order. Now, these guys used to be known as the Super Smash Bros. Would wrestle the Young Bucks quite a bit in Ring of Honor. However, there were visa concerns for the two Quebec-based wrestlers. As sometimes happens with Canadian wrestlers, if they go across the border to work and they don't have all the paperwork worked out, they could end up having trouble obtaining a visa to work in the future. AEW was able to get the Dark Order some visas, so they now will embark on this biggest opportunity of their careers in AEW. So, the rules with this match here is the winners will advance to All Out for an opportunity at a first-round bye in the AEW World Tag Team Championship Tournament. Now, the Best Friends have also already earned such an opportunity, so the winner of this match could possibly just end up facing the Best Friends at All Out, or other teams could be added to the mix too. So the Dark Order, this is going to be their debut in the promotion, so they're 0-0. And Angelico and Jack Evans, they're 0-1. They didn't win a triple threat match. And Jungleboy and Luchasaurus, now, this will be their first time teaming together in the promotion. They teamed together on the indies specifically for Bar Wrestling, Joey Ryan's promotion, where they are known as A Boy and His Dinosaur. All right, so this match, just as I was sitting down to do this, this was the 9th announced match for the show. However, it was just sent out super recently by Kenny Omega. He tweeted this out. It will be Britt Baker teaming with Riho going up against Shoko, Nakajima, and B. Priestley. So we'll get some more. Three of the 4 wrestlers have a big Joshi background. B. Priestley's the current World of Stardom champion. Britt Baker won the Fatal 4-Way at Double or Nothing, pretty much making her the top-ranked women's wrestler in the promotion, really, I guess. I mean, you could consider her that, because she got the big win at Double or Nothing. But, you know, this match here could go a long way in determining who are going to be some of the big stars in the women's division as All Elite Wrestling moves closer to weekly television in the fall. And that will take us to the match which will likely close out the show. Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks, will take on the team of Cody and Dustin Rhodes. You would have to consider the Young Bucks as the top-ranked tag team in All Elite Wrestling right now. They are 2-0. They beat the Lucha Bros at Double or Nothing. They then teamed with Kenny Omega and defeated the Lucha Bros again, this time while they teamed with Laredo Kid at Fyter Fest. But what would it mean for the All Elite Wrestling tag team division if the Young Bucks lose to Cody and Dustin Rhodes? Would it mean that the Rhodes brothers are the top-ranked team heading into the tag team title tournament expected to begin in the fall when AEW begins their weekly television? Cody is 1-0-1 in AEW so far. Both singles matches, he defeated his brother Dustin Rhodes on pay-per-view and then went to a 20-minute time limit draw with Darby Allin at Fyter Fest. And Dustin Rhodes is 0-1 so far in AEW, having lost to his brother Cody at Double or Nothing. Expect this match between the Rhodes brothers and the Young Bucks to steal the show. Expect there to be big developments as it concerns these two teams as we inch closer to AEW debuting weekly television in the fall. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any news or reports from Spoiler Free Wrestling.